Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are unpacking a seriously fantastic piece by Yusuf DM titled Cybersecurity in Simple Terms. Now, look, if you work in tech or even just follow the space, you already know the intense technical jargon that surrounds digital protection. It's like a whole other language, and trying to explain why this stuff matters to non-technical stakeholders like board members, clients, or maybe even your boss can be incredibly frustrating. People just tune out. Well, that is exactly why this piece of writing is an absolute game changer. Yusuf uses this brilliant, super relatable metaphor of a sprawling, medieval digital fortress. To protect your data, your devices, and your networks, you need a relentless, highly organized defense strategy for that castle. This whole framework is basically a masterclass in translating advanced security concepts into plain English that absolutely anyone can understand. So, have you ever actually wondered how cybersecurity acts as a team of digital heroes? It's such a great way to frame it. When most people think of cybersecurity, they usually picture stressful warning alerts getting locked out of their accounts or those confusing software updates that just drag your workday to a halt. But Yusuf flips this perspective entirely. Instead of seeing it as some annoying IT hurdle, what if cybersecurity is actually conceptualized as a dedicated elite squad of digital heroes working tirelessly to protect our online world? Reframing security from a passive set of restrictions into an active, heroic defense force? Well, it completely changes how end users and decision makers value these systems. It builds buy-in instead of causing frustration. Okay, let's dive right into part one, defending your digital castle and the constant battle in our digital realm. Look around. In today's world, our lives are completely wired. From massive enterprise servers right down to the smart thermostat in your hallway, our digital footprint is literally everywhere. And as that attack surface gets bigger, it acts like a magnet for what Yusuf conceptually labels the sneaky villains. We're talking threat actors, automated botnets, and ransomware syndicates who are constantly cooking up new tricks to break in, steal corporate secrets, or just cause absolute chaos in our systems. But standing directly in their way are our cybersecurity heroes. These are the loyal guardians standing watch around the computer castle. Their entire purpose is to hold that secure perimeter so operations can continue, so we can play, learn, and work without spending our days stressing over digital troublemakers. It's an invisible battle happening 24/7, and setting up this simple heroes versus villains dynamic helps non-technical minds instantly grasp the stakes of the threat landscape.
Moving on to Section 2, the Superhero Toolkit and the specialized weapons of our defenders.
Think about how brilliantly elegant this definition is for explaining a firewall to a layperson. Firewalls are the digital shields wielded by heroes to block unwanted troublemakers from entering the castle. I mean, if you were trying to explain network traffic filtering to a client, having them picture a massive, heavy shield deflecting incoming arrows from sneaky villains, it just clicks, right? This shield stands at the very edge of your digital property. It acts as a rigid, unyielding barrier that inspects every single thing trying to get in, aggressively blocking any packets that look like a threat based on the rules established by our defenders. But what happens if a villain actually slips past that outer shield? Because let's face it, perimeter defense is never 100% foolproof on its own. Well, that is exactly where antivirus and anti-malware software come in. Yusuf describes these as the magic detectors that constantly sniff out and neutralize hidden digital threats. Even with a massive shield wall, sometimes a threat actor sneaks through in disguise, maybe via a tricky phishing email someone accidentally clicked. Antivirus software acts as the castle's internal alarm and magical scanning system. It continuously patrols the internal hallways of our devices, actively sniffing around for anything malicious that bypass the front gates. And when it finds a hidden threat, boom, it instantly neutralizes it before the chaos can spread. And to top off the toolkit, we have encryption. Now imagine encryption as invisible cloaks that keep all of your private stuff completely hidden from prying eyes. This is such a fantastic way to explain the concept of defense in depth or operating under the assumption of a breach. Let's say a highly sophisticated villain scales the castle walls, evades the shield, and somehow avoids the magic detectors. If they actually manage to stumble upon your most valuable treasure, the sensitive data, encryption ensures they can't even see it or use it. It mathematically scrambles the private information into total gibberish, basically throwing an invisibility cloak over the most sensitive secrets. So even if the data is stolen, it remains completely worthless to the thief. Pretty awesome. All right, let's head into part 3. Meet the specialized guardians and the cybersecurity domains girding the kingdom. Now, Yusuf takes these super abstract, highly technical cybersecurity domains and translates them straight into specific kingdom roles. Honestly, this might be the single most useful part of his framework for anyone trying to explain organizational structure. Network security, that's the guard specifically dedicated to watching the castle walls. Information security is the specialized protector of secret messages and documents. But look at endpoint security. It monitors the magical doors we use to log in and out. Think about it. In a world of remote work, our laptops and phones are essentially thousands of individual doors into the main castle. And this explains perfectly why they need their own dedicated guards. Then you have cloud security, the guardian tasked with keeping the treasure trove in the sky safe. This beautifully bridges the old castle and moat security model with modern, decentralized networks. And finally, application security acts as the protector for all the individual codes and apps we interact with every single day. By dividing up the defense into these specialized domains, the digital kingdom ensures no single point of failure can bring down the entire fortress.
But wait, there's more. Beyond the front lines, we have these broader domains that form the kingdom's backbone: security architecture, governance, cybersecurity frameworks and standards, and threat intelligence. If the domains we just talked about are the soldiers on the walls, well, these are the generals, the map makers, and the spies. They are the strategists stepping back to ensure only the right people even get access in the first place. They're setting the standard operating procedures through governance and frameworks, ensuring every guard knows the rules of engagement. And through threat intelligence, they are basically gathering intel on what the villains might be planning next, allowing the castle to proactively reinforce its defenses before an attack even happens. It is a massive, comprehensive operation.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that this awesome collaboration of Guardians is focused on one single mission: keeping our digital world secure. None of these domains or tools can operate in a silo. A firewall shield is fantastic, but without the cloud guardians securing offsite backups or the threat intelligence strategists updating the block lists, the castle will eventually fall to a smart adversary. It is this unified collaboration, the seamless communication between all the different branches of the Guard, that creates true, resilient cybersecurity. They literally have to work in perfect sync to protect every single corner of the online environment.
Which brings us to Section 4, building a secure architecture, moving beyond basic features. So this leads right into a core philosophy drawn from UsufDM's broader insights on enterprise strategy. Security isn't a feature, it's an architecture. Man, for anyone working in the field, this is the drum we beat constantly. You cannot just build a castle out of weak straw, fill it with treasure, and then expect to make it safe by supergluing a heavy iron padlock to the front door at the very last minute. True protection isn't just a bolt-on feature you check off a deployment list right before going live. It has to be the very foundation the castle is built upon. The domains, the firewalls, the encryption, they all have to be securely designed and woven into the fundamental architecture of your digital environment from day one. Security has to be built in, definitely not bolted on.
So ultimately, this leaves us with a really vital question to chew on. Does your digital castle have the right baselines and architecture in place? Now that we've walked through this incredible framework, understanding the shields, the magic detectors, the invisible cloaks, and all those specialized guardians on the wall, it's the perfect time to evaluate the environments we build and manage. Are you just relying on a basic, bolt-on feature, or have you architected a true layered fortress? Keep this elegant metaphor in your back pocket as a communication tool as you navigate the digital world, and always remember those dedicated guardians standing watch over your data.